Good morning, fellow humans. And that is spelled once again HUEMONDS, colorful nuts. And I think if we consider ourselves that way, we're heading the right direction. We don't take ourselves too seriously. So, good morning once again. Today is Monday, January 29th, 2024. It is just before 6 o'clock this morning, a little bit early. That's because I got a call from my daughter, Catherine, from Parts Unknown. Places unknown, undisclosed places, but it was a signal call. Anyway, yeah, so here we are. We're a little bit early for today, but that's okay. Hoping that Maticus von Atticus will be here and Wadabevi. But it's the start of the last week in the month of January 2024. So we've got to start preparing for February. We've got to start planning for that. All right. Well, our job here is to help you get from where you are to someplace better. From point A to point B. And then from point B, continue to point C. Because we know from Jordan Peterson that once you get the thing you wanted, your sights then go to the next thing. So our job is to help you get from where you are to someplace better, from someday I'll, which is where most of us are right now, someday I'll, whatever, to success land. And our job is to do it through helping you create good habits. And we focus on habits by starting on good routines. And routines start by doing the same thing, repetitive behavior over and over and over again, and just doing incrementally a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And then you get to the state where two things happen. One, you really separate where you are from where you would have been. Number two, you get to the place where if you don't do the thing, you don't feel good. You know, we know this from people who like to run or go to the gym. It's like if they miss going, they don't feel good. Their day is kind of screwed up. So that's what we want. And the easiest way to create a good routine is through Google Tasks. In here, so you download the Google Tasks app. Well, it's too bright, can't see it, but the Google Tasks app. Simple, easy way to do it, puts things on your calendar, integrates with Google, Gmail, things that we have. So that's what I would suggest. Good routines, good repetitive behavior, good tasks, good chores lead to good routines. Good routines lead to good habits. Good habits lead to good behavior. Good behavior leads to good outcomes. Good outcomes lead to good life. Boom, easy, simple, straightforward, mic drop. Okay. That's it. And what we do is the podcast is to help you participate either live or afterwards. Far more people watch the thing not live because it's early out here in the West and it's late out there in the East. So not a lot of people watch it. Yeah, it's not even 6 yet. Not a lot of people watch live. The fact that they watch creates a repetitive behavior, creates a routine. But it's not just that, it's actually doing the work that's in the worksheets down below. Okay, Maticus von Atticus logs in at 6. Boom, good job once again. That's another new record, 4 days in a row. I'm gonna have to put that on the leaderboard, on the worksheet. Matt, and another tally for every day he gets there, because pretty soon I'm not gonna remember. The number's gonna be so high, but good, glad that you're there. And So we're just talking about that. We're talking about good routines and good habits, etc. And so Matt is doing that. Good. All right. Let's see, 5 minutes in. Let's go to our worksheet now that Matt has arrived, the Undersergeant. So we're just going to get into it. The thing speaks for itself. Planning. Let's start with our incantation. Something great is going to happen to me today. Something great is going to happen to me today. Boom. As an incantation, program the reticular activating system so that all of our senses are constantly scanning all information available to us to support that belief that something great is going to happen to me today. Always look on the bright side, seek uncomfort. There's a practical reason to look on the bright side, and that is that people like being around people who are upbeat and optimistic and positive. We don't really like being around negative people unless we like to be negative. And most people don't like negative people. So, boom. Advice from an 80-year-old. Oh, next, seek uncomfort. Seek uncomfort. Don't seek comfort, seek uncomfort. Everybody else is going to the thing to be comfortable. They're going after the cheese. Don't go for the cheese. Be the person who's able to set the cheese out there and not take it. Advice from an 80-year-old. Don't burn bridges. You'll be surprised how many times you have to cross the same river. So that's a debatable thing. That's advice from an 80-year-old, but that's kind of debatable because if you really want to get something done, you burn the boats behind you, or you burn the bridge so there's only one way forward. No retreat. All right. This is day 1, week 1 in our 4-week neuroscience-oriented approach to success. This week or in the next 2 weeks, I've got to get this thing updated because it looks like we're going to be going back in. Maybe not me physically, but we, other people, are going to go back in to help people get out. Got great news again from Dr. Linden over on Saturday night. Boom, big things happening with the future here and in Vegas. So we need to have a curriculum in place. I'm meeting with Frank Esposito to talk about religious studies in jail and moving forward with people. So big day, big things happening. Week 1, day 1 is about week 1, day 1 is Dr. Amen talking about brain scans and how easily the brain can be damaged. 5 particular ways: drugs, alcohol, traumatic brain injury, something growing on the brain like a cyst or a tumor, and brain disease like Alzheimer's or something like that, Hodgkin's, some kind of Parkinson's disease, things like that, some kind of brain disease. And so it's easy to damage the brain because it has the consistency of soft butter, and inside the skull are a lot of bony ridges. So it's not hard to damage the brain. However, brain plasticity tells us the brain can relearn. So Dr. Amen does brain smart programs. Fundamentally, what we do, this is a brain smart program. Okay, retraining the brain. But here we're talking about planning, and today's meme is normalizing selfishness. Let's see what Seth Godin says about that. Shoplifters lurk in the shadows. They realize that they will have an easier time if they quietly steal stuff because speaking up about it won't help their cause. Sometimes, though, some people seek to change the culture in a way that celebrates taking. I own this jet ski and I can ride it as long and loud as I want to. Get out of my way. It's clearly in the owner's interest to take over the lake, but not really in anyone else's. Yeah. It's a short-term dead end, though. Your selfish today will probably be replaced by somebody else's selfish tomorrow. Okay, let me say that again. Your selfish today will probably be replaced by somebody else's selfish tomorrow. Culture is what happens when the community insists. Oh, okay. So culture is what happens when the community insists. Like, no, we don't get to ride your jet ski whenever, wherever, however you like. We have to agree on these rules. We have a social contract. Social contract. Good. So let's see what's happening in the world of people and machines. So Maticus von Atticus reporting for duty. I would drop in every once in a while, but I am here and will be here every day. I told you 10,000 times, I am not an NCO, I am a field marshal. Well, I haven't seen a uniform that says that. I see the uniform of not even really an NCO. Kind of as a infantryman who doesn't take care of his stuff, a raw recruit. So let's get the field marshal outfit going. Start with the hat. No. The jacket, maybe. Okay, cool. Bearskin has good stuff that you might like. Invest a little bit in yourself. I see you posted a new video out there. Haven't watched it, but I will try to today. Okay, it's a little bit early, but I think Wada Bevy has her class at 9 o'clock, so that's where she is. Spoke to Catman Joe. Catherine in parts unknown got to little FaceTime type of thing, signal video with her place, and looks pretty Spartan. Nobody, and the interesting thing is nobody's wearing uniforms and nobody treats it like they're in the military. So what does that mean? Next time I'll ask her whether she feels she's in the Navy or Army or something else. Something else. Okay, so let's see what else. Anything else we need to talk about? Big things happening. So I'm meeting later today to talk about religious stuff, spiritual stuff, biblical things on a biblical scale. And it kind of seems to me, I was here a year ago, and everybody else was here. There was this kind of wave of the Christians hovering. There was a wave, a field. And that my progress has gone like this. And the wave has kind of stayed the same. The same people are kind of at the same place. And now I'm popping out. Not here, but maybe here. You know, like when you go through the clouds on a plane, it's dark, and then all of a sudden it starts getting lighter. So that's kind of how I see it. Where the Christians are really just repeating the same thing over and over and over. They're going in studies and they're going deeper. They're not going higher. They're not going broader. Their thing becomes more narrow to me and less inclusive of everyone else in the world and more exclusive, that if you're not at this level, you're going deeper. So if you're not down deep, you're not really part of it. So but their view is probably going up, right? But to me, it's going deep. They're becoming less inclusive, more exclusive, more narrow-minded, more rules that God wants people to follow, or it's more limiting. Like, if you really want to follow God, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I think that's backwards. I think we should be becoming more inclusive, not exclusive, less judgmental, not more judgmental, less patting myself on the back that, wow, I'm really meeting these standards that I'm setting, but I don't think I'm setting them. I think I'm understanding the standards that were set. But really, if I take a step back, I'm setting standards that I want to adhere to, not standards that actually help other people. So I see this wave and I see I'm poking through, and along those lines, if it's like, do I want to keep going to that? Not really. Do I want to go to that? No, not really. How about that? Yeah, that one I do still like. I'm growing in that one. This one I'm still growing in, or at least I see this. But this, nope. That, nope. So I'm going to have a discussion about that today. In addition to getting other things done. So with that, Matt, I think you should have a mission to get your driver's license. We've got a car you can use. I'm sure Charles would let you use his car, as I'd let him use my car to get his license. That should be a priority. And we'll go forward. We'll go forward. I think if you talk to Ivel, it's kind of like the game is tit for tat. We now need to find people in our next iteration. We need to find people who want to move forward, not people who want to stay the same. To move forward, you have to give up things that you do. And I don't see Ivel really as somebody that wants to change. I think Ivel's the guy that wants to remain pretty much the same as he is and pull people into his orbit, get them to be like him, which is good. Good for him. Great. Jolly on. Good for you. Supportive of that. But we're looking for people that want to change, that want to improve. And you have to give up bad habits. So, if Ivel wants to change, one thing he can do to show that would be to participate in these calls, these podcasts, because what is he doing that's better than this on a daily basis? He's in survival mode where he is my understanding. He's not moving forward. He's just like a guy in survival mode, searching through the metaphorical trash cans for survival. Okay, we're not looking for people like that. We're not looking to help people like that. That's for Frank, that's for Jennifer, that's for Chaplain Drake. They'll help him find a safe place to put his little tent or an abandoned trailer, mobile home, and go bring him food and blankets and water and propane. So that's for them. My thing is for people who want to leave the past behind and want to have a life that they are proud of, where they help other people, where they nurture and share the spirit, the presence of our Lord within us. And so with that, it's 6:16, time to go. We'll chat later, Matt. Hope all is well. Your default mode, Matt, should be just to send me a text first saying, here's something that is, I think it's interesting, and I will call you if it is interesting. But to call me, you should expect right now, I'm not going to call you because most of the time that you call me, the conversation starts with something like, remember when I told you about this not really important thing? And you don't get that I'm actually trying to do something productive and positive, and you're pulling me right out of that into something that has no bearing on my life, your life today, or anybody else. So I'm here to help you, but what I want you to do is send me a text first. All right, with that, we've gone way over our time, and we'll chat tomorrow. Shivas and Shalom. Remember that, Shivas and